Manifesto for immediate and revolutionary action. Comrades of thought, architects of the future, engineers of destiny. We stand at the terminal stage of an obsolete world order. The institutions that claim legitimacy, the parliaments, the presidencies, the entire sclerotic apparatus of representative governance, are not merely failing, they are active agents of a planetary collapse. We are living through a crisis that is not merely political or economic, but metaphysical. Humanity has mistaken the rituals of representation for the substance of democracy, the pronouncements of a captured elite for the will of the people, and the inertia of a dying system for the immutable laws of nature. To speak of reform in such a context is a dangerous and decadent delusion. The house of the old order is built upon the rot of elite capture, systemic corruption, and a foundational contempt for the citizenry it purports to serve. To patch its walls is to invite its inevitable collapse upon our own heads. We do not need to repaint the ruins, we must lay new foundations. The crisis is systemic, and therefore the solution must be architectural. This is the mandate for the immediate and revolutionary implementation of the direct digital democracy system outlined herein. This is not a call for a revolution of destruction, but for a revolution of construction. It is a summons to the intellectual cadres of our time, the designers, the coders, the scientists, the theorists, to act not as protestors against the old world, but as the architects of the next. The barricades of our century are not in the streets, but in the data centers, the open-source repositories, and the decentralized networks where the infrastructure of a new world is being forged. The system we propose is the blueprint for this construction. Its immediate implementation is not an act of reckless abandon, but of profound and urgent necessity. The illusion of gradualism versus the imperative of action. The defenders of the status quo will counsel patience. They will speak of gradual change, of working within a system that is designed, by its very nature, to neutralize and absorb any genuine threat to its hegemony. This is the lullaby of servitude. The current system is not a neutral framework to be improved, it is an active agent of its own self-interest. It cannot and will not consent to its own obsolescence. Therefore, we must build its replacement in parallel. The revolution we call for is not a petition to the old order, it is the rendering of that order irrelevant. The path is not through protest alone, but through the creation of a superior, more legitimate, and more functional alternative. The methods are already in practice, emerging in the cracks of the collapsing system. 1. Forge the tools of liberation, the G0V model. Look to Taiwan, where in 2012 the civic tech community G0V, Gov0, was born from a hackathon. Their motto, "Don't ask why nobody is doing this. You are the nobody." Instead of merely protesting government opacity, they built tools to enforce transparency. When the government failed to manage the pandemic effectively, G0V engineers created real-time mask availability maps. They developed vTaiwan, a digital platform for mass deliberation that has been used to craft legislation on everything from Uber to fintech, proving that complex policy can be shaped by a blended volition of citizens, experts, and government. This is the first act of our revolution, to build the open-source, client-side verifiable platforms of our citizen legislature. We must organize hackathons not as hobbies, but as revolutionary cells. Each transparency tool, each deliberative platform, is a brick in the new world. 2. Build the cooperative commonwealth, the Platform Co-op Uprising. The political establishment operates like an extractive platform, harvesting our consent and wealth while delivering diminishing returns, much like Uber or Airbnb exploit their workers and communities. The revolutionary response is not to beg for better treatment, but to build our own platforms. The platform cooperativism movement provides the template. Driver-owned cooperatives like Eva are launching to compete directly with Uber, offering better wages and democratic control. Artist-owned platforms like Stocksy challenge the extractive model of stock photography by distributing profits and ownership to the creators themselves. We must apply this logic to governance itself. Our direct digital democracy is the ultimate platform co-op, where the citizens are the worker-owners of the legislative process. We must begin by forming local, municipal-level digital assemblies as cooperatives, proving their efficacy and starving the old, parasitic structures of their legitimacy. 3. Organize the global commune, the DAO precedent. The old world is defined by the nation-state, a relic of a bygone era. Our challenges, climate, pandemic, capital flight, are planetary. The revolution must be transnational. Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, DAOs, offer a glimpse of how this is possible. When war broke out in Ukraine DAO raised millions in cryptocurrency for humanitarian aid in a matter of days, coordinating a global response faster than any state bureaucracy. KlimaDAO is creating a decentralized system to fight climate change by creating a market for carbon assets outside the control of compromised state actors. These are the prototypes for our transnational citizen legislature. We must create social impact DAOs focused on specific policy areas, public health, environmental regulation, scientific funding, and use them as the scaffolding for a global governance structure that can act decisively where nation-states have failed. 4. Weaponize transparency, the WikiLeaks imperative. The power of the old order is rooted in secrecy. Its decisions are made in closed rooms, its data is proprietary, its failures are buried. The first act of war against this order is to dismantle its secrecy. WikiLeaks, for all its controversies, demonstrated the revolutionary power of radical transparency. It proved that technology could hold the most powerful empires on Earth to account by exposing the raw data of their operations. Our system institutionalizes this principle. Every line of its code is open source and auditable. Every veto by the Scientific Council must be published with a complete, data-driven justification. The integrity of every vote is guaranteed not by trusting an official, but by universally verifiable mathematics. This is not merely a feature, it is a weapon. It makes the corrupt, opaque dealings of the old world impossible by design.
The mandate of immediacy. The window for action narrows. The glaciers melt, the forests burn, the social fabric frays. To debate forever while time evaporates is to be complicit in annihilation. The true utopians are those who believe that the infinite greed of the current system can coexist with a finite planet. The true idealists are those who believe that corrupt representative structures can produce justice. Our realism is mathematical, ecological, and rational. We recognize that the biosphere sets the limits, that technology can coordinate without oppressing, and that democracy can plan without chaos. The immediate, revolutionary implementation of this direct digital democracy is not a leap into the unknown. It is a return to sanity. Do not wait for permission. Begin. Organize your circles, your cooperatives, your digital assemblies. Transform every intellectual space into a laboratory of emancipation. Create the platforms, write the code of democracy itself, and build the prototype of the future while the old world collapses around it. Every act of creation, every node of cooperation, is an act of revolution. The revolution is not coming, it is already here, waiting for those with the eyes to see and the hands to build. The hour has come. Let us act, let us build, let us prevail.